Hello, hello. Matt Point. This is episode 2. I'm calling this episode Surprised? You just wasted 25 minutes. I'll get to why I'm calling it that here momentarily. Also, episode 2, also unedited. I'm going to get some help on that in the next couple of weeks here, but for now, unedited, and you're going to see how this rolls and looks, and then you're going to see it edited probably sometime later on here in November, and we'll see, right? Is it much more succinct and efficient? It will be to some degree, but is it better? I don't know. We'll find out. Probably will be to some degree. Anyway, surprised? You just wasted 25 minutes. So, I came downstairs yesterday morning. I'm typically the first person to sleep, or bed, and the first person up in our house. It's always been that way. And I came downstairs, and it's dark when I come downstairs. Went into the kitchen and turned on the lights. And surprise, there were dishes all over the place. In the sink, around the sink. Pizzas had been made the night before. Homemade pizzas had been made the night before. Cookies had been made the night before. Some had been kind of picked up, but mostly not. I was surprised. And we all know our little habits within our family, what people have patience and grace with, and what they tend to struggle with. I've said for years, one of the things that is like the greatest blessing to me when I get up in the morning, and it's usually dark, unless it's the weekend, is to come downstairs and have a clean kitchen. Oh, it's the greatest thing, right? It's the greatest thing to me, right? It's just like the freshest, cleanest start to the day. I love it. And when that doesn't happen, then it can set me off in a direction that is negative or, not good. And so today I want to talk about not just the act of cleaning up those dishes, for example, because no doubt this is true in other people's lives. It's true in my own life in other ways. I'm just using this as a fairly, benign example. But here's the deal. I did some research, looked up other people's research, I should say. And the act of being surprised is one thing. I was spurred on by someone a podcast that I listened to, a guy named Judah. And it was really insightful to me because it resonated in the way that it talked about surprise. And I want to talk about a different component here to surprise. When we're surprised, there is this moment of, I wasn't expecting it, right? I wasn't expecting to walk into that kitchen. I wasn't anticipating it. Surprises happen all the time. In fact, I would venture to say that most surprises are not positive surprises, right? There's a reason we have a phrase in the English language, at least in the United States, that is, that was a pleasant surprise. Why? Because usually surprises aren't pleasant, right? Usually surprises are of the middle of the road or sometimes negative variety. When something is a positive surprise, that was a pleasant surprise, that's the exception. Usually they're not positive like that, or at least not obviously positive. So when we're surprised, it's usually middle of the road, okay, or negative. So in this case, it was negative. But statistics have shown, and I can pull this one up, there was a study at UC Irvine about surprise. And it's not that the surprise is the big deal. But when you're surprised, on average, everybody's surprised multiple times per day, sometimes many times per day. When you're surprised, when I'm surprised, on average, it takes 25 minutes to get back to normalcy, productivity, and work. Why? Because we're distracted by the surprise, right? A surprise happens. It wasn't just, oh, there's some more cleanup to do, and that's going to take some time. Ugh. And then I love to make my coffee in the morning, for those who know me. And, I got to clean this up, and I got to clean that up. It's not just the physical part, far more than the physical. It's the mental, emotional part that's going, why is it like this? How many times have I said this? Aren't they listening? Do they respect me? Do they not? What's going on? Da, 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 right? And it gets in your head, as we say. When you're surprised, and it's usually negative, or certainly the exception is if it's positive, when you're surprised, it's not the surprise, the change, that you're going to struggle with. It's that you're going to go waste the better part of half an hour processing that. I'm going to go waste the better part of half an hour of mental energy when I'm fresh. I'm full of energy when I wake up in the morning, right? Once I'm up, right? It's my best time. I'm going to spend the better part of half an hour of my best time, my best emotional energy, thinking about this surprise. What a waste, right? What good does it do? I am going to be working on making better use of my time. And so I don't want to come across a surprise, especially something as benign as the kitchen dishes, and waste half an hour on it. Now, truth be told, of course, some surprises we get over when we move on. Some are much larger. There's much bigger surprises. Work issues, bigger family issues, things that you come across. The person that cuts you off in traffic, right? And that I should be able to get over that. But guess what? I'm in the store and I'm talking to people later and it's taking up my time. And I'm telling stories about the guy who cut me off in traffic and maybe he honked at me or flipped me the bird and he was the one who made the mistake or she was the one, in my opinion, right? And all of a sudden, how much time and energy did I waste on that one ridiculous, coincidental surprise? My ability, your ability to know, to anticipate that surprises are going to happen and that unless they are of real value, right, real consequence in my life, I am going to actively anticipate taking these surprises and putting them mentally saying, yeah, not worth my time, and putting it on the shelf over here and making a choice to leave it over here because there's really no good that comes from it, right? That's the vast majority of our surprises. When something creeps up on you, very few of them truly impact your life as a whole. And when those happen, well, then we need to process those and obviously be in the moment, right? You get the news that, something happened to someone medically or physically or whatever, right? Like big stuff happens, fine. But we need to, and I want to be able to make a choice to assess the surprise in the moment and go, yeah, not worth it. That guy cut me off in traffic, not worth it. Not going to dwell on that. I'm going to move on to what is productive, whatever I was thinking about or planning for the day ahead. And so I don't want to waste 25 minutes per surprise because there's not a day that goes by that I don't have loads of surprises coming my way. So if you want to find more time in your day, and we all know that time is the thief that steals from us all. It's the thing that we cannot get back. If you want to have what feels like more time in your day, make more out of your day, as I do, I'm going to make a choice to acknowledge when the surprise happens and make a quick assessment on, nope, not worth my time. Or if it is, okay, then that's okay. But I don't want it to just distract me and drain me and inadvertently take away from my day, and suddenly I didn't get to the projects or other things I was doing. Why? Because I was telling a friend about my surprise and what it was, or I was just ruminating on it, and suddenly there went your day. Why? Because there was a surprise that doesn't really affect your life at all or have any impact on anything longer term. And yet I just spent a bunch of time on it. I do that all the time. I don't know about you, but I don't want to waste 25 minutes per surprise. I'm going to work on it. And then I'm going to come back and revisit it in a later episode and see how I'm doing with surprises. Because time's really valuable. That's Matt Point out.